right, here we go. Good morning, not good morning. Good day. Well, I guess this depends on where you are. Could say good morning, good night, good evening, good day to all of you. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Have you had
Hel-
a good and relaxing and wonderful weekend, Victor?
Hello, hello. Yes, I hope the same to you, Jonathan, and everyone else watching us. This is the first day of the week. It's
It
the
is.
October the 7th, and we have a great show for you guys in store. So I'm excited. I hope you all are as well.
We are super excited, and we're also going to do the. We're going to look at a couple of interviews, not interviews, but auditions for the all for one challenge that we got going on in the Discord server. We don't have it's not going on right now, but it's going to be going on. And we don't have a set ETA for that, but it's gonna happen when it's gonna happen, which is gonna be in a couple of weeks, and it's gonna be absolutely amazing. And if you're not in the Discord server already, then what you have to do is you have to go to the5ers.com, click quick start or log in, and then you log into the hub. And if you have an active evaluation or funded account, in the lower left corner, you will see a link to Discord. Click that link, join Discord. It's free if you have an account, and that's where all the action is. I'd like to say, we have that's where all the after party is goes happens. That's where the action is. So that's definitely the place that you want to be. And guys, our community is not only is it the best trading community in the trading space, it's also one of the fastest growing trading communities, I would say. We're having thousands of people coming in every month into that Discord server. So you don't want to be left behind. You don't want to be left behind. So go in and join. And also, while you're here, click that like, subscribe to the channel. I know that a lot of you are watching, you're not subscribed, and you need to be. So make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel as well if you enjoy the content that we're sharing here, which I believe I really enjoy doing this. So hopefully you enjoy watching it as well. Exactly.
Yes,
How
indeed.
can someone be a trader and not know about the Fivers Discord channel? I ask myself that every day, because apparently
Yeah,
there are some people out there who doesn't know about it.
and yes, we offer a lot of if for everyone who's not familiar with our Discord channel and server, if you like our content on YouTube, you will love it on our Discord server because we have more of the same. We have more time. We have sessions where you can ask traders, professional traders, anything. You can ask that one question that you've been, that burning question you may have had for some time, and you wanted to ask an actual real trader, how do I deal with this? How do I solve this issue that I've been having? We offer guidance, if you will. You can ask us anything, and we will, from our experience, give you the best answer we can produce. And not only we, but we have a community, so everyone there, they, by sharing their experience, they can enrich each other, and that's what we do. So the community is awesome, in a single word: awesome.
Yes, and like I said, we're going to go through some of the additions for the off one challenge today, which is going to be very fun. We have, for example, have one guy, squirrel sitting in the car, so that's going to be interesting. We never had the squirrel trade with us before, so that's going to be interesting. We're going to take a closer look at that one. If you know, you know. Otherwise, you're probably wondering what is he talking about. But that's how it is. All right. So today we got obviously we have Monday. So what we want to do first is we want to go through probably look at what we have coming up in terms of news. So I'm gonna go through this list in just a bit after looking at the news this week. What you have right here is my pre-trade checklist. I want to walk you through that point by point and talk you through what that is all about. But now, where is my browser? It's not there. Is it here? It is not here either. This is what am I doing? What is it?
That
I
may
got
be the app.
right.
That may
It's
be
right.
the app.
Yeah, I got so many tabs open. I got so many different browser windows, so many tabs open. It's embarrassing. Okay, here we have the news events coming up this week. And do we care about the news? Well, we don't really care about the news. I mean, both me and Victor here, we trade in a fairly similar way when it comes to news events. And I would say that the actual news isn't really of much importance, but the time of the news is for me what's important. I want to make sure that I know when there is a major news event coming out based on, if I have any resting limit orders sitting in the markets waiting to be filled. Maybe I'm trading close to my stop loss. Maybe I'm trading close to my take profit target. If there is any major news coming up, then I want to know, because that will influence my decisions when it comes to trade management and entering positions and not. So today on October the 7th, we don't have any news event at all from what I can see on the economic news calendar or on Forex Factory. And for those of you who don't know, we have the Forex Factory news calendar is the one that the risk team at the 5ers are using. So a red folder event on perhaps maybe on TradingView might sometimes actually be a orange folder news event on my Forex Factory. And guys know that on the high stakes accounts, you have a 4-minute window, 2 minutes before the news event, 2 minutes after the news event, where you're not allowed to enter a position or open a position. So, and this is the economic news calendar that the risk team is watching. So this is the one that if you're not watching it, you need to know what's on here if you have a high stakes account. So today, no news event. Tomorrow we have an orange folder for AUD. But the big one, or I guess the three big ones, are Wednesday, the FOMC minutes for the USD, and then we have unemployment claims. Of course, we have core CPI as well, but it comes out at the same time as the unemployment claims. And then we have also the core PPI on Friday. These three, I think, has the most potential to move the market, especially the FOMC meeting minutes with the job numbers that we had on NFP this Friday. There might be some people wanting to know what the Fed has to say about that. Um,
Yeah, and the rate decision for the Kiwi pair, the New Zealand dollar, is also relevant for everyone who's trading that pair, because the rate decisions of the central banks of each economy, that's one of the most volatile decision that can come out, right? So if you're trading that pair, be mindful that market, if it is a surprising number that comes out, it can even gap and not respect your stop loss. So that's important, but it's only for Kiwi traders, which is I would say probably not the majority of the traders out there.
yeah. Okay, so let's. I want to take a look at this. My pre-trade checklist. Now, what is a pre-trade checklist, first of all? And why do you need a pre-trade checklist? So, one of the one of the biggest mistakes in trading is, let's say you're developing a system and you have a really good idea of an entry trigger, and you start working on that, and you back test your system, and you start seeing really, really good results. You have a very high win rate. You like the risk to reward ratio, and you say to yourself, all right, this is very good. I feel comfortable trading this system. I feel confident in the results that I'm getting in back testing. Now let's move into live trading. And then you see that instead of having a 60% win rate after 20 trades, you only have 30% win rate. And when you go through your trades and you go through maybe your journal or the notes that you have on those trades, you see that you're making notes that might say, I should have done that, or I should have done this, and I shouldn't have traded that day because I was tired. I shouldn't have done this and that. Okay, that is the problem That's the reason why trading is so difficult. You do back testing, everything's great, you go live, and then because of you taking discretionary and impulsive decisions, you have way different statistics than what you actually had in back testing. So what you need to do is you need to have a checklist. Now, Acash says something great here. It says that for checklist, I prefer to use web browser extension. It makes analysis a lot simple. Okay, that's great. If that works for you, that's exactly what you should be doing. Personally, for me, I like having a physical checklist. What I do is I write this out on a piece of paper as a checklist. And it's a big stack of papers because, I need one paper for each trade that I'm taking. So if I do take a trade, I will, oh, big, look at that. Hello, 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 hello. So print out a paper, that works great for me. And this checklist is designed to create a positive, profitable, consistent habit around your trading. Okay. And you also need to have a profitable, consistent habit and positive habit around how you check the boxes of this checklist. It's actually a great point that Akash said. If you have your checklist tucked away in a in a document somewhere on your desktop and you're never opening that one, then it makes no sense. For me, I have a piece of paper. It's right on my desk in front of me every day. I know exactly, I it kind of forces me to look at it. So again, one of the rules of making habits stick is make it simple. So that's that. Now let's go through the list one point at a time here. So you guys know, if you've been following this live stream for a while, you know that I part of my daily routine, not just for trading but for life in general, is I try to meditate for 10 minutes every morning. Now you could call it meditate, you could call it mindfulness exercise, or just taking it easy, getting a time of peace and quiet in your day and reflecting on your own emotions. But for me, I meditate for 10 minutes, and the cue that I have for that is I enter the office. As soon as I enter the office, I meditate for 10 minutes. As soon as I've meditated for 10 minutes, I have another habit stacked upon that, which is trade journaling. I guess I write at least 2 minutes. I write in my journal. That sets me up for the trading day. If I haven't done that, so if I can't check that list, then that's what I'm going to be doing right away. And weekend plans done. If I can't check that one, I mean, the weekend plans done is it takes me about 10 minutes, max 1 hour, but about 10 minutes if it flows every Sunday. If I haven't done that, that's what I'm supposed to be doing right away. And then the third point here is price within an area of interest? So I see a setup. I need to ask myself, is this within an area of interest? And for me, that is basically a high time frame level marked during the weekly trade planning. And then the next question is the trade in line with the high time frame trend? If yes, I go on to the next one. And important note here, because you'll see that I sometimes take trades that you might believe is not with the high time frame trend. That's because it might be a range. If it's a range, it's neutral. So I can go both short and long. If the daily trend is clearly bullish, I'm never going to be able to short that. So that's one of the rules, right? I can trade either way in a range, but never trade against the daily trend if it's a trend. And then one part of my entry trigger is having a breakout structure or reversal pattern on the 4 hour within the area of interest. I then ask myself, is there a strong thrust candle that breaks a key level, which is usually the neckline of that reversal structure? And then is there a clear breakout level that can be used as entry? And what I want here, I basically want a naked level or a clean level. You get what I'm saying, right? A thrust candle goes through a level and then leaves a gap below that can be filled by placing limit orders. That's my entry trigger and pre-trade checklist. But then I have very important reminders here. And these reminders are based on some of the mistakes I've done in my trading that I need to make sure that I don't do again. And also some of the things that I've noticed while back testing. So one very important thing is I need to make sure to only trade 4 hour reversals at the end of a 4 hour trend. Do not trade 4 hour breakouts and trend continuation. What this means is sometimes when I'm back testing, I see the price comes up to a daily level, and then on the 4 hour, it breaks above that level, and I want to go long in the break and retest of that level within the 4 hour trend. But that I'm not allowed to do because that might turn into a daily fake out. Because remember, we're at the daily resistance. So I need to wait for multiple daily candles to break out. I'm not supposed to be trading with the 4 hour trend. I'm supposed to be trading with the daily trend and only trade 4 hour reversals, which cannot happen. I mean, you can't have a reversal to go long in an uptrend. That's not called a reversal, that's called a continuation pattern. And then position size and lot size correct, exclamation mark. This one is important because you might remember a couple of weeks ago, I entered a trade that was a position size of 10 times bigger than what's supposed to be because I think I added a zero between that 1% risk, which could be detrimental. So this is something I always check. And now I have rules and habits in place for that never to happen again. And then another reminder, check that emotional state of mind. Am I making a rational decision or acting on impulses? Now, this is, I believe, arguably the one of the most important part of my pre-trade checklist, because this question here is designed to snap me out of that mindset of being in that gambler's mentality. You know, when you feel like I just want to take one more trade. And I'm like, I want to take this trade. I know that it might not be perfect, but I'm just going to take the trade anyway. What needs to be done in that situation is you need to take a step back and really assess your situation from an unbiased perspective. So you need to ask yourself, am I making a rational decision here based on my system, or am I making making a decision here based on impulse? And if I can't answer this question in a good way, I'll take a 5 minute break. Okay, so take a 5 minute break. And then the last and most important question is, will this trade be marked according to plan or not according to plan? Because one of the most frustrating things in trading is when you take a trade, that trade is a loser, you go to your journal and you mark it as not according to plan. It's like, why did I even take this trade if it's not according to plan? Well, it's probably because you don't have a pre-trade checklist like this one. You don't have a way of actually stopping yourself from making the mistake. And that is, I believe, one of the biggest differences between a profitable trader and an unprofitable trader. It's not the system that you're using, it's the process that you're using. Because you might look at me and say, okay, this guy's been trading for, what is it, 8 years soon? This guy's been trading for 8 years. He's taking the same trades all the time. He's following this process. He must be very disciplined. Now, you go ask my fiance, it's Jonatan disciplined. She would probably laugh at you. she would tell you I'm super disorganized and not disciplined at all. But as a trader, I have a very specific set of processes and habits that I follow. So I have no other option than to be disciplined. And I believe that's what discipline is. You create a process and a routine for yourself to give you a way of working that you can't be anything else than consistent and disciplined. And I think that should be your goal. So take this pre-trade checklist right here, and I want you guys to create your own. I want you to think about this. What type of questions can you ask yourself? And you're only allowed to go on to the next point in the list if the question is checked. That's a very good exercise. Okay, I'm done. 20 minutes of ranting now. Victor, what are we looking at today in terms of trading?
Sure. I think you're making great points before we move on to the charts. Great points about being disciplined, because, when people say you got to be disciplined to be a good trader, it is true, but you don't necessarily have to be of that kind of a person from the get-go. You can structure your way into being disciplined the way you just shown by having those little habits that you build into your routine in your process that makes you do things consistently the same way. That in after a couple of weeks of doing that, the conclusion is that you have become more disciplined, right? Without even thinking about it. And it is because of those hacks, if you will, behavioral changes, things that you put in your routine that forms the structure that keeps you in the end as a disciplined trader. And I think it's very important because if you want to have profits, I mean, consistent profit, you have to have a consistent routine. There's no way around it. If you're going to be all around the place, your P&L will be all around the place as well. So you're making great points, Jonathan. Okay, all right. So let's let's look at the at EU. I think I'll just have a couple of pointers. I will put my screen now, Jonathan, on the show. We'll switch screens for a little while. What I've seen is this: we have had a number of weeks where it was clearly the buyers were clearly in control, right? We had impulses were to the upsides, and the retraces, well, they were retraced because they were smaller. The movement they did were smaller than impulsive moves, right? So we had impulsive moves to the upside, and that's what we have had on even on the weekly. You can see that the impulsive moves are to the upside, and the question now is, this impulsive move to the upside has a little nuance, a little deceleration to it. Doesn't mean that the whole structure has changed and we're going bearish right now, but we did see a lot of sellers coming in from last week. That is something we haven't seen in the for many months. We haven't. Last time we saw this was in April, the beginning of April. So something has changed. Doesn't mean we're going to continue to go down necessarily all the way and break all structures, but there's a shift. That's one thing I wanted to show, because we weren't the impulsive moves were all to the upsides before last week. So that's something we need to think about or consider in our long-term perspective and expectancy. And the other is the following: if you look at this, let me get those impulsive moves out of the way. If we Hamed asks me if I took the order block last week. Well, I trade order blocks all the time, and yes, I did trade. I had actually a very successful week last week. I had 41 R's in profit. So
41 R,
yes.
dude, that's just insane. Yeah, you should. Yeah, last week, guys, we have this super private, exclusive, premium WhatsApp group that me and Victor is in, and we usually send out our all our signals to each other. It's not available for you guys. It's only for me and Victor. And he showed me the trades yesterday, and it's like, yeah, that was insane. Like last week, very good trades on EU. I can't believe you got in on that that move to downside. That was really impressive. I went long, I went long.
Yeah, so I did take it, and let me see my entries. This is not about me, but since you asked, Hamed, my one of my entries, actually the one that made me, I believe, about 30. It's one setup that eventually, not one trade but many trades that eventually gave me about 30 some wins, was catching this high. I was able to catch, my entry were at 81, and if you let me get this in, and that's the trade that Jonathan is referring to. That high there, the high here was 82.9, and my entry was 81.5, I think. And I rode it down to lower levels. So it doesn't happen every week, but once in a while I do get those great moves. So yes, Hamed, I did catch an order block, but I'm not sure if it is necessarily the one that you mentioned. There was actually, since we're on the topic, there was another one. The one I caught was this I believe it was higher. There was that higher, that this high, but there was one on Friday too, which I did take, but I closed it before the news, before NFP, because according to my rules, it's too big of a risk. So, but it did work out very nicely, and I would have had even more, but it's okay because I know that by adhering to my risk parameters, I will survive and not avoid those big losses if it does go against me. So, but coming back to the analysis, what we have is something I think important in EU in any case. One is what I just mentioned on the higher time frame. On the weekly, we have seen the impulsive move to the downside. All right, so that's one thing. And if we go to the lower time frame, the daily, you can actually see that we have broken. We have made a we were in a bullish market structure, making higher highs and higher lows, yet we broke that on Friday. That's significant. So it doesn't mean we're going to go down necessarily from this point on, but it is a change, it is a shift in market structure, right? This is on the daily, so you have a plenty of time to catch a move coming from a daily. And the question now is, where what will price, of course, do next? And the thing is, okay, what structures do we have below us, right, that could change price back going higher? Because after this impulsive move down, we're going to have some kind of retracement. That's the first question. There isn't really I don't have an answer yet where that's going to be. So I'm just going to wait and see what price is wanting to do. But I do see that there is a weekly order block below us. Maybe that's something that eventually will be able to stop price and change direction, or we might start before that. And the next question is, what indication do I have? Where will that be? Because if we have a break of structure on the daily, this is the head, that's the left shoulder, that's the neckline. And the question is, where do we come back? If we get that low as the weekly, maybe it doesn't, and then we'll probably come back to retest some structure in this area. On the daily, I don't have any structures yet as possible entry order blocks, but that's the thing. We're going to be looking for that the coming days, and even perhaps coming weeks, to see if price is going to come back, retest perhaps some structure, as it may be going for lower prices, right? We'll have to see. But that's the interesting part. So there is a possibility of a daily structure quasi being formed, which to me gets me very excited, because if I can get a daily quasi, those that's going to be hundreds of pips, and tons of R. So if it works out well, so I'm very excited. That's something that I look on in the market, looking at the higher time frame. So that's something I think that's significant for this week. All right. So what else? If we look at GU, we don't see the
Let me
same
just interrupt you
structures.
there for just a quick second here. So I have a poll in the YouTube comment section where I said,
Mhm.
do you guys want to have one giveaway today or 3 giveaways on Wednesday? So one today, or we pack it all up and do it 3 on Wednesday instead. So get the poll in the YouTube comment section there. Right now, most of you are saying one today, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm also going to try the Q&A session in here on YouTube. So after this poll, I'll try another feature here in the YouTube comments. So make sure that you guys hit the like. That's what I want you guys to do right now. I want you to hit that like, and then keep your eyes on the comment section as well, because I don't know if you guys remember, but a while back when we hit 40K subscribers, we had this 40K giveaway party for all of you. And if you look at the subscribers count, we are not far away from 50K subscribers. And what we did back then was we Me, Victor, and Alex, we selected a favorite viewer in the YouTube and we gifted them a specific trading evaluation account. So for those of you who are on here and watching us regularly and helping out with the live stream and helping out with the, asking the good questions and is being part of this community, you are going to get rewarded. So make sure that you do keep an eye on that comment section, and we do read everything. We do read everything, and trust me, you guys are what builds this whole community. Without you, we wouldn't be here. So it's only fair that we're giving away. I mean, giving back to the community. And
Of
also
course.
have a question here from saying that last week I was selected for the giveaway. Yes, it's taking a bit longer now because we have many big things that we're working on within the company, within the community. I can't tell you what, but you'll see later what we're talking about. So it's taking a little bit longer, but rest assured, your emails are on a specific list, and that specific list is with the team that is sending out everything that needs to be sent out. So it's coming. Just be patient. All right. Go ahead, Victor.
Yes. So I was saying, as we had market structure shift in on EU, on GU, we don't have that yet, right? So we're making still that bullish market structure where we're making higher highs and higher lows is still intact. Not only that, we also have a quasi in its a bullish reversal pattern, right? Established downtrend, breaking the neckline, coming back. We had a couple of structures. I left that one specifically for you to see that we did have it. It hasn't been officially invalidated yet because we haven't had a close on the in this particular time frame below that order block. However, that's not the one I'm going to be using since it's already tapping into a lower order block on the daily. So that's very interesting on GU because we have a same as with a euro, we have euro dollar, we have on pound dollar, we have a daily quasi in progress, right? It may or may not signal, we don't know that yet, but if we get on a lower time frame a reversal pattern from here, then we can use the whole structure, right? The whole structure that I just painted as a setup, meaning that our we can be targeting structures either this high or anything in here on the daily as ATP. And you can guess it. You can guess it. It's quite some nice profit if we can get an entry on a reversal on the lower time frame, and you target anything else above us. Of course, this is gone, but the let's see the we're talking about on this time frame alone, without considering any H4, we're talking about if you're targeting this top order block, it would be about 300 pips. And you could, since we are in a bullish market structure, you could even target the top, right? Because if we are in a uptrend, it's safe to assume that it's going to continue for as long as it doesn't break structure. And if it bounces before breaking that low, it did not break structure, and it's safe to assume that it's going to take out this high because we're in an uptrend, and it's going to the only way it can continue on its uptrend is by taking out this high. So that is also a valid TP to have in case there is a daily entry in this order block. So which is also a I think a huge opportunity for coming days. So keep your eyes set on this setup, and we will be showing you if there is a setup coming up. I will be guiding you through it or show you what I see, and perhaps I can show you where the entry is probably going to be or where I entered if it happened outside of our live stream hours. So those are the two
Yep,
things,
perfect.
which is two things very exciting for coming days, and I think they offer a lot of opportunity. Daily quantities don't come along that often, so make sure you make use of them.
Yep. Perfect. Victor, do you market execute or do you use limit orders?
Market. I market execute them. Yep. I don't use limit orders. There, I do use limit orders, but only in specific cases, and it's only, let's say, on the, well, typically, if everything is working fine, I should be there as a hawk, and as the candle closes, I enter with a market, of course. However, if I see that I'm there waiting for that, but let's say I was a couple of seconds late, and I might put a limit, at the level that I'm interested in. That way, I do use a limit, but it's not the typical way of using a limit where I put them hours in advance and wait for my price to be reached. So it's only to get a little bit better price, but typically I'll just enter at a market order.
Okay, to
We have a
answer to answer this guy who's been asking probably 20 times, I think maybe I don't know if it's a bot or something, but yeah, I think from my perspective, I'm a swing trader. I would say, yeah, swing trader, and I think Victor, you're probably like a day trading swing trader or something like that.
I'm a day trader, I would say. And to be specific, I would say I'm a session trader because
Yeah,
instead of
yeah.
I try to catch the move of the session. But if not, then I will upgrade that to the day. And in certain cases, like I'm showing right now, where we have a daily structure, a daily quasi, obviously I'm not going to be day trading that. I'm going to enter, close part of that position at the end of the day or maybe the next day, and then leave the rest to run for many days. So that's a swing trader. So I check a couple of boxes in that description. It depends on the
All right.
situation.
Should we do a look at a addition tape here? Maybe
Sure.
we should do that. Let's take a look. Let's see.
Would you like me to answer a question in the meantime?
Yeah, yeah, let's do that.
We have someone here, Lord King, asking, what's the point of having a routine and following a protocol if your strategy has negative expectancy? Well, I'm not sure if you really mean a negative expectancy, because if you have a negative expectancy, then it means that the system is not profitable, right? Because an expectancy, the formula is, it's the profit divided, or the result in this case, divided by the number of trades. And so you get an average profit or loss per trade. And of course, if it's negative, then it means that you're losing per trade. Um, well, there is still value of having a routine and a protocol by doing things even when you're not profitable yet, because that's the way to maintain profitability once you get there. But the fact that you have a negative expectancy means that you still have a lot of work to do. A lot of your system has to be rebuilt or changed or modified.
But
However, I
I
think he
think he
knows
has
something
a
else,
really
right?
good. Yeah.
Do you mean? Do you think he may be referring to something else?
No. So what I'm thinking here is, I mean, what I said is, it's not about the system you're using. It's yeah. Okay. So sorry, fit insights. You're out of here. Bye. Oh yeah. So what he was saying is, or what I was saying is, it's not about the system, it's about the process. But of course it's about the system, of course it's about the system. But the thing is, having the process that we talked about with the checklist and everything, that will help you to turn that, negative expectancy into positive expectancy, because you're gonna have a watch list that says, you got to do this and this and that based on what you know about your system, and what you know about the profitable setups of your system. A checklist like that is just like a trading plan. It's ever evolving, and that checklist gets better and better with time. So you can start with an unprofitable system, and having the correct approaches will turn that system into a profitable system, is what I believe.
Well, I think if what that person is saying, and I think this is an extension of what you said, you first need to have a profitable system. That's the beginning. If you don't have that, no routine or protocol will make it profitable, because the protocol and the routine, what they are, They are helping you to extract the value or the edge that there is in a system, right? If you the what Jonathan said at the beginning is, let's say you have a 60%. I think that's literally what you said. You have a 60% win rate, but when you go to the mark, when you execute it live, you are getting 30% win rate, right? That gap, that's what Jonathan was talking about, where you need a system to extract the edge from the system, but the system needs to have a profitable expectancy to begin with. Because if it has, if it has a negative expectancy in the backtesting, no protocol or routine will make that positive. I mean, the routine and the checklist is to make sure that you follow the plan. That's the idea, right? But you got to have a profitable plan to begin with. So, but it is a very important skill to be building even before you have a positive strategy. I mean, a positive expectancy, a profitable system, because in the end, you will have to have a routine and a checklist. Even, it's a, I think it's a good habit to start having that while you're building your system and not wait until you're profitable in your back testing to do so, because you're gaining time as you're building your system. You could be uh, um, building that habit of having a checklist, of doing mindful exercises, or whatever it is that you need to execute well, and working on different kinds of checks and balances, so that you don't go off road with your behavior. Let's say FOMO or revenge trade, things like that. And that's the routine, and the protocol will help you. So it makes sense to start from day one, or at an early phase, with those skills as well.
All right. I think let's do a audition here first before we move on. There's a lot of good questions today, guys, and we love the questions. We love the content that your. I was gonna say like, yeah, exactly. Like what I mean is like we love the content that you're creating because you're actually creating like you're creating this content. Like we're creating this for you, and with your questions and input, you're actually the ones kind of creating it for yourself. Because if you ask a really good question and we answer that, I promise you there's going to be hundreds of people getting value out of that question. Because if you have something that you're wondering, chances are that many more people are wondering the same. And we get thousands of views of these live streams, so it's not hundreds of people, it's thousands of people that we're impacting with this content right here. But let me see if I can get this set up. Now here's the squirrel that I talked about. The reason why he's named the squirrel is because I believe that's his Discord username. Now, I've had some issues with this in the past, with the sound and everything. So, Victor, you'll have to help me out here and make sure
Hey
that
guys,
the.
what is
Did you hear that?
Yes, we did.
All right.
I
And was
did.
it good? Was the volume good?
The volume was good level. Yes.
Okay, so let me explain to you guys what we're going to be watching here. Obviously, it's not a squirrel, it's a person named after an animal, but it's not his real name. It's his Discord, I believe, username. Anyway, we're doing this all for one challenge on Discord, where they're sending in applications to join a team of traders. We're going to give them one account, and they're all going to be trading that account as a team. And this addition here is one of the many additions that we got in, is video submissions to join that team. Me and Victor, we're going to be going through these additions together with Abe, which is part of the Discord moderation team, and we're going to be selecting specific people out of these additions to join the team. And the All for One challenge is starting in what is it? Couple of weeks, 2 weeks, 1 week, something like that. Okay, let's go. Now let's listen. And guys, remember, these guys doing these interviews here and these auditions, just normal people, never been on YouTube before. So imagine that they're now going to be watched by thousands of people. It's a big thing. It's a big thing. So only nice comments. Any rude comments, you'll get banned. and you lose access to this channel forever. Okay, let's go.
This is a mini
Yes.
submission. I as all for one challenge. Written down a few things. So, a quick background about myself. I'm 29 years old. I finished my master's in 2021. In the last semester of my master's, I got into trading. It's been almost 3 years since. I got funded during my second year of trading. I'm in my third year now. Found consistency of approach very recently and consistency of mindset as well. It's all been very recent. First question: what kind of a trader are you? So I only trade commodities. I only trade gold, silver, and I recently got into crude oil. Some incredible price action on crude oil. So that's what I trade. I do not hold trades overnight, right? I hate holding trades overnight. Um, I want to wake up the next day with a new bias, new mindset, fresh mindset. I want to preserve my mental liquidity for the day, right? Very important. So once I get into a trade, I want the trade to go in my direction within 1 hour. If it does not go in my direction within 1 hour, my bias is wrong, my entry is wrong, my setup is not ready. Remember, I'm trading setups. I'm not trading trades. I'm not trying to scalp in and out of the market, right? I'm looking for scalable setups, scalable, sizable setups, which will not come back once I enter, they have to explode. Second question: what's my daily routine? So the first thing I do every single day is I mark the previous day's close, the previous 12-hour close. Remember, 12-hour is very important because it's 50%, 50% of one day. So I mark the previous day close, I mark the previous 12-hour close. Now, let's say there is a reversal on the 12-hour candle, right? It's a bearish reversal. Very good for me because in the current day, I'm only looking for sells. 50% of the garbage is already eliminated for me, right? So I'm looking only for sells after the 12-hour or the daily, after the higher time frame has closed bearish. So that is my bias time frame. Now I need an entry time frame, right? So here's what I do, very simple. I go to the early chart and I wait for what's called a CISD, right? I see traders call it a change in state of delivery. So once I get a CISD, then I enter the charts. But I need a CISD on the R1, right? So I need H1 to shift. I get in on M15 and it has to go in my direction within the next 1 hour. Does not go in my direction in the next 1 hour candle, I close the trade. That's it. I'm not holding the trade any longer because it's most likely going to auction against me. There's no point holding it anymore. All right, the last question. How do you allocate 1 million among new traders? So I was thinking about this a lot. I couldn't find the final solution, but I have a general idea of what I want to do. So the first thing is there should be 3 objectives, right? The first is everybody should get an equal opportunity, right? All traders get the equal opportunity to present themselves. Second thing is the good traders should be rewarded in some way so that their skills can benefit the entire team, right? And the third and the most important thing is to protect ourselves. Because in the beginning, we do not know who's a good trader and who's a bad trader, right? So nobody is a bad trader. People can just have a bad week. People can have a bad day and they can blow their accounts, right? So our job is to protect ourselves. So let's assume we have a 10% drawdown. We're going to split this into 2. 5% will be reserve that we'll use later. I'll come to that. But the remaining 5% is what will be active. This will be divided among all traders equally, equal opportunity, and everybody gets 0.5%, 10 traders, 0.5% each, right? Active. Maximum risk per trade. Maximum risk per trade is 0.1%, which is $1,000. Even that is a lot. Traders can risk less if they want, but not more than 0.1%. This will do 2 things. Every trader gets at least 5 trades before they blow their account. And as a team, it gives us more data about the other traders that we're trading. Now, once everybody gets 0.5% and they make an additional profit of 0.5%, that is when that trader qualifies to use the buffer capital reserve that we had. So that is the basic plan. That is the general idea I want for us to protect ourselves as a team. So yeah, that's what I'm going with. It's a fun exercise. Let's see what happens. All the best traders that get selected. And we'll be watching you in the group chat. And did I say I'm Squirrel from Discord? I think I forgot to say that. So yeah.
Yeah, we know.
And all the best to everybody. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I love that. Like, I really wanted you guys to know he's Squirrel from the Discord, and I didn't watch the ending, but apparently he wanted us to know that he's Squirrel from the Discord as well. This was really good. I like this guy. Okay, this was really, really good. Yeah, I like the way he thinks. So yeah, okay. There's a lot of stuff to unpack here.
First
yeah,
of all,
go ahead.
I would like to thank Squirrel for his submission. for his courage to show himself on YouTube. For someone who is regular person, it takes some courage, and I salute that. I think that's I
Yeah,
give him credit
absolutely.
for showing himself and talking in to the audience. So good for you, Squirrel.
Yeah, very, very good. No, I mean, I would just imagine if I would be doing something like this, and I would not, if I would, prior to my YouTube thing, I would probably be sitting in that vehicle doing like 20, 30 takes, But yeah, okay, so lots of things to unpack here. So he been trading for 3 years. Now, 3 years is not a lot, but he got funded on his second year. Now that's impressive. Okay, that's impressive. Very, very impressive. He said that he got get started to get consistent results recently. I wonder if that is. Do you think that's after getting funded?
uh,
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah. There's difficult to say, but he probably needs some kind of consistency to get funded. It will help, and for certain to maintain the funded account.
Yeah, but that was very, very interesting. He trades only commodities. Doesn't like holding trades over the weekend. I mean, overnight. Doesn't like holding trades overnight. I like that he also talked about preserving mental capital, or preserving mental
Equity,
capital.
he called it.
And yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah,
says
exactly,
mental
mental.
equity.
So I think that is definitely a sign of that is okay. So was the volume not loud enough? Was it a bit low?
I think it could have been a little bit higher. That little part we listened at the beginning sounded okay, but during the submission, I thought it would be good to increase it a little bit.
Okay, I will.
M60 says volume is fine. Okay,
Okay, I will. I will try to increase the volume
just a
next
little
next
bit.
time around. Yeah. Okay. So I just want to go through this because I think this was really, really interesting. I really like this guy. His daily routine was very good. He had a well thought out, structured daily routine. I think this guy talked about. I think this guy talked about everything that we want to see. I think Squirrel here has a good chance of passing through this. From my point of view, I mean, from my point of view, this is absolutely a yes, because I love the way he talked about like the one, like if you're giving $1 million, how would you structure that up in a team, and he talked about equal equal opportunities. First, I'm like, equal opportunities. That sounds like something that's not supposed to be in the world of trading, because in trading it's just if you perform, then you perform. If you don't perform, then you're out. But when he then explained, equal opportunities, basically what it said was everyone needs to be able to show their potential. Because if
Yes.
if you do not have the opportunity to show your potential, then we don't know about your process. Um,
Yeah,
the good trader,
he mentioned he wanted to have enough data on the traders. I think that's
yeah,
it gives you some insight of how he thinks. And go
yeah.
ahead.
No, no, definitely, I'm with you with that. And then also, the good traders should be rewarded. I think there needs to be. I mean, there probably needs to be some extra reward for the people that perform better. Um, but then again, it's a team. But a good point. Good point. Interesting. What I really liked though about it was his risk management perspective. That was very interesting. He talked about protecting ourselves, protecting our capital, and he had this idea of having 5% active risk. So let's assume that you have a hard stop at 10% minus, right? And you have 5% active risk and then 5% reserve. and you have 10 traders, and everyone gets 0.5% to trade with. That's their personal risk limit, and they can risk max 0.1% per trade. I like that. And then the better they trade, the best traders can then tap into the 5% reserve. That was a very interesting thinking. Now, what I would love to have heard was something with drawdown. We always talk about calculating risk based on drawdown. So that would be really, I think that would have been like the final confirmation,
Cherry.
that the final cherry on the top would really be that this max trade, the 0.5, the 0.1%, it wouldn't be structured around percentage. It would be structured around gathering that data from the traders on a sample size of trade, let's say 20 trades. And then based on those 20 trades going forward, look at the drawdown and then calculate their personal risk performance, create a risk profile for each trader, and then allocate capital based on the drawdown. But yeah, it's good. It's great.
Yeah, I like it too. I mean, the first question, how he talked about his mental equity, as you said, the fact that he mentions it means that he's consciously doing something about it, right? Either preparing, distributing his time, where he does he put his energy. I like that because that's the psychology part, right? He's very aware that you have to be on point when you're trading. You just can't do anything and hope that it's going to be just fine. That's one thing. And the second question, he although even though I don't he explained a structured way how he approaches the market, very concrete. Even without going to every detail, it does show enough structural way to approach the market, and I like that. You need that. You need to have a structured approach. Exactly know what you're going for, and he showed that. So I think in both two sides, those 2 points he made very a very good impression to me in any case. And as well, the risk management is what I like most of him,
Yeah.
because it seemed like he put in some serious thought as to
Yeah.
how do I distribute the risk allowance for each person, and also he built in that reserve, which is very important, because how do you know who should get more? They have to perform and they have to earn it by showing performance. I think that's amazing. um, and even if he didn't do it, with in taking into account maximal drawdown, he's in the right direction, I think, which is you first have to prove yourself, then you can get the full risk that you know you could get, like, more risk. And I think that's amazing. I think that's very good. I think Squirrel is a favorite for
I think I
on
think I
this
think
short
Squirrel
list.
is a team. I think Squirrel is definitely the team leader. I think I get the vibes of a team leader. I mean, I could definitely, like, if he walks into the room, he tells me to do something, I would probably just, yep, yes sir, I'll do it. Yeah, good vibes. Okay, we're gonna do the next one, which is this is gonna be awesome. This is gonna be awesome. I'm pretty sure that the guy we're gonna be watching right now is most likely in the trading room with us right now. Let's see if I can.
Let's see.
Let's see if I can get that set up. All right. Let's see. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? All right. Look at this beautiful man. Where are you? Where are you at? Where are you at? Make some noise. Make some noise. I'm pretty sure you're in the chat right now. We're gonna be watching this, and there you are. Look at that. Our favorite A Cash is in the house. I'm super excited to have you submitting one of these auditions. I think that's really really cool. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. Oh, I'm super excited. You know what? I have to just open up a document because I tried to make it. I tried making notes while watching, and I write like a 5-year-old, literally. So my notes, I can't even read them myself. I'm trying to read them quickly. And yeah, I'm gonna mute myself and I'm gonna make notes. Okay, this is beautiful. Let's do this. I'm gonna try to increase the sound as well. Hopefully it's not too loud. Okay, Akash says this is the first video you've ever made public, so it's a bit embarrassing for me. No, dude, like this is amazing. You've done something that most people would never have the courage and the balls to do. Akash, you're my hero. This will be amazing. Let's run it.
I am Akash Kumar Chaurasia. My Discord ID is AkashKRCH. I am 27 years old and I am an electronics engineering graduate and I am from the city known as the coal capital of India, Dhanbad. If I talk about my trading, then I am a purely a price action trader who always looks for key areas such as support resistance, demand and supply, and also swing highs and swing lows. So basically, I always try to identify buyers area while market is in uptrend and looks for sellers areas where market is in downtrend. My day with charts start with the top down analysis of four pairs which I usually trade, and in top down analysis I use mainly three time frame which are H1, M15 and M5, in which for trend identification I use H1 and M15, and for entry purpose I use M5. Sometimes I also use M1. If I got the chance to be the in charge of this team, then I equally divide this capital between five team members, which is around 200k, and each member will have to achieve equal target. That is 1%, and as per my experience, I can say achieving 1% in 2 weeks is quite easier for a trader. Also, there will be daily drawdown limits of 0.5% of our total capital. Other than that, no one will be able to open a single position with risking more than 0.3% of the account size. All this team strategy will be reviewed at the end of the first week, and then, if needed, the strategy might get some modification for the second week to achieve the target. Like everyone does, I also trade for making money, and it not only gives us financial freedom, but it also gives us time freedom, which is the most important aspect that attracts me to choose this as a career.
All right, that was great. That was great. Okay, let me see. I could turn down the volume here. Could hear a little echo there.
I can't hear the echo.
I think I heard some echo from you. Anyway, let me go back. Are you typing?
Yes, I'm typing.
Yes, okay. Because I'm thinking like, is the video still running? Okay, I guess that was amazing. Okay, so where's the notes? Where's the note? Okay, now time for the roast. No, I'm kidding. No roast. This is really good. Okay, so pure price action. I like that. That's my kind of trader. I like pure price action trading. Looks for yeah. Well done. Very good video. Pure price action looks for key areas, support and resistance, swing high, swing low. So I think yeah, simple approach. I like that. Simple is good. And he first he identifies a bias and he's trading with the trend. And he does a top-down analysis using three different time frames. One thing that I saw though, and I heard was that he talks about three different time frames. Well, he mentions three different time frames, but then he mentions a fourth one. Is the 1 hour. I mean the 1 minute. And that's I kind of thought about that. So he has this approach doing top-down analysis, looking at the 1 hour, the 15-minute, gives him a identifies the trend, and then the 5 minute is the entry time frame. Now that makes perfect sense. And then fourth one, as he says in the comments here, sometimes for entry, but that gave me some signs of potential discretion that might come in at a time where it's like, you look at the 5 minute, you're like, I can't really see an entry here. Let's go down to the 1 minute. Now, obviously I don't know exactly how you trade. I can't see the setup, but just from this video, I would say be careful with the shift from 5 minute to 1 minute, because if you have a solid structure around looking at the 1 hour and 50 minute as a trend and a 5 minute for entry, that sounds really, really good. But then you're sometimes looking at the 1 minute. I think that's maybe a little bit impulses, maybe some discretion that comes in that maybe doesn't have to be there. But again, that's just
Well,
strictly
I think
speculating.
I think we don't have enough information, indeed, as you said, because
Yeah.
it might be part of a backtested, validated process where, in certain cases, he switches from the 5 minute to the 1 minute. If that is the case, then of course there's nothing wrong with it. But Jonathan's point is that it shouldn't depend on. It should be something that you backtest, you have data on, and if you have backtested, then it should be part of your plan. You either go to the 1 or you either go to the 5 for your entry, or maybe even both, but it has to be part of the plan, not something you preferably not something you decide last minute.
Yeah, and of course, it's just. I mean, it's just speculation here. We don't have all the details, just like you said. So, okay,
I
risk
I
man,
like I
risk.
like the I like the vibe. I like the
Yeah,
energy. Akash is very into it. You can see he's committed to this challenge. So I like that. You can see
yep,
how that comes over. And all the credits for him as well, for being courageous, showing himself in front of everyone here, everyone on YouTube. It must be frightening for someone who hasn't done that in the past. So that's great. I like him. The structure he says, even though there's that little discrepancy between how many time frame exactly, or we don't know exactly where that comes from. But sure, I think he has some good elements going for him. Top down analysis using different time frames to get his bias and his entries. It sounds solid to me. And the part of the risk, also, Akash, if I heard you correctly, you have a certain of a review moment, at a certain moment where the team re-evaluates based on the performance. So I like that. I think that's
yeah,
great. I mean, that's how we should be dealing with ourselves, and certainly that's how we should be dealing with a team, right? We need to have some kind of reviews to make sure the more profitable traders get more capital, and the ones that are not as profitable, or maybe even losing, that they get less capital, because you have to protect the capital. So I like Akash's submission very much. Yeah, I like him. He's a solid candidate for sure.
definitely, definitely. I would love to have seen a bit more detail on the risk management, but I think it's good enough. One giving a 1% target for each trader. I like that idea, because what they have is they have a is it 5% in 2 weeks or 10%?
5%.
5%, that's right. So they have, so the challenge will be going on for 2 weeks, and they'll have a 5% profit target during these 2 weeks. And what he does then is, if it's 5 people, then he splits that risk between them. So it's 1% in 2 weeks, which is half a percent in 1 week, which sounds very, very doable. It sounds very doable, but then 5% in 2 week, that can sound a bit overwhelming. I mean, if
Hmm.
someone would come to me and say, here's $1 million, you have to give me 5% profit in 2 weeks, I'd be like, yeah, that's it's gonna be difficult. It's not easy. And the daily drawdown limit of half. Yeah, this is interesting. This is good. And what I like most about this is the reason for trading. I think the reason for trading is very important. And he basically said the same thing that I would say. The that he trades for money, but more importantly, he trades for time. Financial freedom is one thing, but time freedom is another. And you know And also, the older I get, the more I realize the meaning of this, because everything we do, every piece of dollar we make is in exchange for our time, so that time freedom is really what attracts me to trading as well. So I like that he mentioned that is it's a good sign, because I think the reason for trading is very important if you want to make it long term.
By the way, I now read Akash has a response for the use of the first time frame, and as we can read here, he says he only uses his in if there is an impulsive wave in his key area or in the key area, and I use wider stop loss. Okay, so I seems to me like he has a plan. It's part of his plan. A moment where, so it's actually 1 hour, 50 minute, and 5 or 1 minute, depending on the situation. So I think that this looks good.
Yeah, it does. Okay, let's do the third one. Okay, this is gonna be a good one. This is from someone who works full time, I believe, as a virtual assistant.
Okay.
I know there's a lot of virtual assistants out there who also does trading, which I think is a really cool combination, because a lot of times, you have virtual assistants working from home, which is perfect, having your laptop and trade from it as well. Okay, let's take a look at this one. See if the sound is okay. If the sound is too loud or too weak, you'll have to let me know. Let's play this. Let's see. It's on the right one. All right.
Hi guys, it's Carla here, aka This Goddess Trades Forex. I'm 35 from London, UK, and I've been trading for about 3 years-ish. I was actually introduced in 2018 through the network marketing company called IML. I'm sure many of you have heard of that company. But anyway, outside of trading, I'm a full-time virtual assistant, and I've been a VA for about 5 years. So trading has played a massive part in my personal development, and I'm a true advocate of personal development. And let me tell you, trading will show you who you are and who you aren't as a person. To be truly honest with you, I got into trading for fast money. I was sold a dream. I was told I could make thousands in days, and I got humbled and learned very quickly. So yes, currently now I treat trading as a long-term game. It is the vehicle to my success, reinvesting my profits into assets for the long term. So being a VA, yes, I have location freedom, but I don't have time freedom. And that's exactly what I'm after. And like I said, trading is that vehicle to get me there. Okay, so let's get into my morning routine. First things first, I have to hit the gym first thing in the morning. Before I do that, it's positive affirmations, it's meditation, and I write in my 6-minute journal, which is a game changer. I head over to the charts, I set my alerts, then straight out the door to the gym. On my return, that's when I'll check the charts again. If there's nothing in London session, then I'll simply wait for New York. I do trade GU, NAS, and gold. So if there's nothing for GU, I'll then wait till, oh gosh, my mind went blank. I'll then go to New York session to trade either gold or NAS if there is a setup. My strategy is pretty basic. It's literally a mix of supply and demand, Fibonacci, support and resistance, and that's basically it. Actually, tell a lie, I do chuck in a few EMAs in there. My special 8, 21, and 200 are my babies. If I was leading a team of 5 with a portfolio of £1 million, I would ensure that every single trader plays the part basically and accounts to the success of the team. Right. So I've come up with 5 rules called 5 squares. So basically 5 rules for 5% profit. So number 1 is one trader takes one trade a day. So not everyone trades on the same day, only one trader. Number 2, that trader will specifically stick to one pair, and that'll be their favorite pair according to their data. Number 3, the risk to reward ratio is at least 1 to 1. The daily risk limit is 0.5, which is 5,000. If that's breached, then we stop for the day. Number 5 is the daily profit target, which is 0.5 to 1%. Then it stops from there. This is just to eliminate, greed, overtrading, etc. Tilt. And then I feel debriefing should be a high priority. So 3 times a week, the team get together, they review the chart, we look at our strengths, weaknesses, and how we could improve. And that's what I'll do as a team captain.
All right.
Nice.
That's very good. That's very good. Yeah, I like her. Is she in here? No, maybe she's not. I did think I saw her some day, but this is good. Oh wait, this is the let's see. She in here.
I great credits for her. I love the fact that she's representing the female
there she is.
part of our
Awesome.
the
goddess the goddess trade forex. That's amazing. All right. Okay, I like her. This is really good. Okay, so let's time for some critique. No, not critique. Positive feedback is what this is. First of all, great video. I love this. Very nice. And just like Akash ended the video with being, about time freedom. This is how she, started the video. So very, very good. I like the reason for trading, how it went from, getting into trading to make a fast buck, fast, quick profits, was sold a dream. So I made a note here. Got in for fast money, was sold a dream, got humbled, and now it's all about time freedom. I think that kind of breaks it down nicely. That morning routine, yeah,
I
what
love
can I
it.
say? That's I think, yeah, great vibes. I think that's it's kind of like that routine that I want to have, that I wish I could have, but I'm too lazy to have it. Like, positive affirmations, meditation, journaling, set the alerts. It's everything that I do, except I kind of had to go to the gym a bit more often. So it's really good. It's a really good routine. I like that. Also talked about personal development. She's very big into personal development. And she mentioned, what did she say? I think she said the trading will show you
Who you are and who you're not.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think
okay.
Go ahead. You
No, go ahead, Victor. Not you.
I know. I think she first of all, I credits to her as well. I like the fact that she is representing the females among us, right? In the trading world, we don't see enough, I think, females. So I think I love that fact as well. I like the fact that she has a more holistic routine, at least what she talks about going to the gym, about positive affirmation. I love the fact that she mentioned journaling, right? That's a big yes to me. And she said simple. I like that when she was describing her system, simplicity, right? She has a support and resistance. I think she said Fibonacci and some EMAs, and that's it. And maybe I missed one thing, but that sounds like about right? Don't complicate things too much. And about the risk management, she has a structured way. 5 different points, and I like the fact that there is 3 times a week debriefment. That is, I mean, that is kind of intense, but that's what it takes to be profitable. You gotta be reviewing and coming back. Did I do this well? How can I improve this? 3 times a week sounds like, intensive, and I like that. That's very good. I like her energy as well. She has like a high energy level in the video. I like that. I think that's great. Yeah, I think she's also a very good candidate to be chosen for that challenge for sure.
Yeah, definitely. It's it's a very good, definitely a possible candidate. For me it's definitely a yes. I mean, we're not gonna decide who gets on to the next stage here live, but yeah, this was very good. I like What one thing I thought about, was the number two on her list. She said one pair. That trader, it's a very interesting approach to managing that team. One trader takes one trade. Not every trader. Um, I don't think I necessarily agree with the approach, but I've never heard it before. It's a very unique way of looking at it. So one trader takes one trade, doesn't have like everyone doesn't trade every day, and that trader selects one pair, which is
I
is
think, yeah, I know what you mean. I think that may be too much of a limiting aspect to it, because sometimes, the delivery of the opportunities don't come distributed and spread out through the week. Sometimes they're clumped up, where you have two opportunities on one day, and on the next 2 days you may not have a good opportunity. So there may be something there to be improved. Indeed, I think, yeah, I think that's suboptimal. But I think the fact that it is that there is such a structured way, I think, is something that is needed when you're dealing with five different traders, right? As
yeah,
traders,
yeah,
you need to manage. I mean, the captain needs to manage five different traders, who each one of them has think they are the best trader in the room. How do you do that? So you got to have some solid factors to limit, that not any one trader can do too much damage, because profit isn't an issue. It's the risk that we need to be
yeah.
that you need, as the captain, you need to be keep in check. So I like that, the fact that it is like conservative, in the sense of risk management. Although indeed, I do agree, too limiting could be an issue.
Yeah, too limiting can be an issue, but also limiting, just like we have Ahmed saying here in the comments, if you only have one trade, then you're going to be very selective with that trade. If you have a trading session and you can only take one trade, then you better be sure that that is going to be the best trade you take during that session. You're going to wait for the best opportunity. So I think I like that, and also the fact that if you have one trader, it's going to be trading that day, and you're only allowed to take, um, you're only allowed to trade one pair as well. That might be limiting, but then again, if you look at that trader statistics and it shows that this guy is much more profitable on EU than anything else, then that's what he should be trading. So I like the idea of having. Uh, I mean, I would love to have an opportunity to look at the team's performance across different markets, and then just simply say, okay, you're performing much better on this one. It doesn't really matter what you like to trade. We have to follow what you know how to trade and where the profits is, because that's sort of like how we're working as traders. Like we might want to be trading in one way, but then we see the statistics telling us that this is the way that we should be trading based on our profits, and then we can have to force ourselves to go into the direction where the money is and where the profit is. Yeah,
and that's
like
and
she
that's
said.
why that's why I love the fact that she mentioned three debriefment per week, because
Yeah,
each one of those moments is a moment where you can, redirect the ship as a team, and say, let's not do this, let's do more of this or the other thing, and I like that, the fact that you have like close communication, intensive communication between the team members, for the benefit of the whole team. I like that.
yeah, and she said, briefing is high priority, and 3 times a week, as you mentioned, and also go through the strength and weaknesses. I think that is very
Powerful. Yes.
important. Yeah, very
Yep.
powerful. Maybe you can have a meeting with the trade, and this is. I think there's bits and pieces in all of these three auditions that we watched today. I think there's bits and pieces that when the team is being put together, I do recommend that you check out these audition tapes, because in here there's some really good gold nuggets in all of these three that we watch here today. Like for
For
example,
sure.
having meetings regularly. I would say if you're trading actively, why not have a meeting every day? If you're going to be trading that account actively, you're going to have someone trading every day, then you're serious about this challenge, then why not try to have a meeting every day? Now, obviously, we know that it's not going to be full-time traders only doing this, so it's going to be difficult with the time zones and everything. But try to find a time where everyone's available and everyone maybe doesn't have to join. You can have someone, something recording the meeting, and then people can watch the replay of the meeting. But I think why not have daily sessions where you go through, what did you do right today, what did you do wrong today, how can you make sure that you continue doing the right thing and you stop doing the wrong thing, and then update on the the equity curve, look at the statistics of the day, and just try to make a plan for the next day. I think that's super important. So everyone that comes into trading session the day after has the knowledge of what to expect throughout the day going forward. Also, I'm surprised that we have not had her on the live trading room earlier. So if you go on to the challenge, we want you to come back on here, the live trading room, and talk to us about your experience. That would be really cool. Would be really looking forward to that. Okay. That's the 3 auditions that we watched today. We're going to be watching more auditions tomorrow and on Wednesday as well. So make sure that you come back to check out those as well. All right, that's it. We got her on live trading room, guys. Now you know what to expect.
What to expect.
Look forward to.
Yeah. That's gonna be great.
Yeah. Okay. Abe, you sent me a message saying that was fantastic, guy. Indeed. That Abe and Alex. I'm not Alex though, but yeah, thank you. Everyone thinks I'm Alex, but yeah, I do think Alex looks very beautiful though. So I would take that as a compliment. Maybe they think you're Alex though. So maybe I'm just completely
No. I think
out
Alex.
of line here.
It's Alex from the chat. I think it's Alex from the chat and Abe who said, "Amazing job, goddess."
Oh God! Could we just rewind the time and forget that I just mentioned that, and let's move on. Let's move on. Okay.
No problem.
I like this guy in the chat as well. You rock. that was embarrassing. Okay. Do you have any final notes on the auditions? I'm gonna mute my mic.
I think they're all great in their own right. I love little. There are different things that I like about each, and I think all of 3 are making very good chance to be be selected, because I like their the fact that that's going to count for everyone that has that we're going to be seeing on the YouTube. I like the fact that they are coming forward. They have that courage, that commitment, but also that they are taking this seriously. That's what I saw in each one of them. They're thinking this through, how to deal with risk, and it's I like it. It's a great project, and I think we have 3 strong candidates here.
We really do. And what do we have planned now? Yeah, okay, so we're going to go to the poll. We're going to see if... okay. So the poll, I'm going to end it in 2 minutes. And right now it's 51% saying 1 today and 49 saying 3 on Wednesday. So I'm going to end it in 2 minutes. So let's go in the poll in the comment section. 1 giveaway today or 3 on Wednesday. It's completely up to you guys. And while you do look at the poll and the comment section, make sure that you also look at the likes and hit that one. And then if you're not subscribed, you can hit that little subscribe as well. What are we doing now? Are we doing anything? Yes, we are waiting for that poll, and then maybe Victor or me. We had a 4-hour candle close. You know what? Let's I forgot to check the... Man, I was so excited about these audition tapes. I completely forgot that I'm actually a trader as well, and not only a judge.
We all have those moments. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but shall I? Let's see. Would you like to show us something from the market, or shall I
Yeah,
see? I'm
I
looking
wanna
at.
go through. Yeah, I wanna go through this priority list right here. So again, guys, if you spam the comments, there's only one thing I can do, and that is to either put you in timeout or ban you. Like, there's no reason to spam the comments, and we all know this, right? We all know this. Um, every like we appreciate you guys, really do, but we all want to make sure as well we keep the comment section clean and without any spam. So what I do here is I have a very long list, priority list. Usually I have like 3 or 4 pairs on here, but the the price movements that we had last week really broke all records when it came to my market scanning. The moves that we had because of NFP and the things moving up to NFP, some very powerful moves did we have, and looks right now, at least it looked like in the morning session, that the moves that we had last week were um, you know continuing, which I don't want to see. Like, all my setups that I have planned for this week is based on the fact that the move we had from NFP is going to reverse. So if you look, for example, on Euro USD, I'm looking for EU to come down and hit this zone right here. And this is where I want to go long. I might also short this area, but I really want price to come down and give us this type of structure for me to go long here up to that level. So hopefully EU can move a little bit lower. I feel like I don't want to go long here because I might go long here, but it's between two major levels. So what I do is every time I have a 4-hour candle close, by the way, this is a long on Bitcoin, an absolute beautiful picture perfect break and retest setup right here on Bitcoin. You can see we came down, break, retest of a daily level, hit the reload zone as well, printed a daily bullish engulfing and a strong thrust candle here as well. Picture perfect long setup on Bitcoin. But what I want to do really is focus on the 4 hour here and see if I have any entry triggers. And it's a quick process. Every time that I have the 4 hour candle close, I quickly go through the list to see if I have anything setting up. As an example, on NCD CAD, we have this. And if I get this, then that is a bottom formation, a reversal pattern within a daily level. Not sure why I have the headphones on. That's better. Much better.
You were
All right. So
listening
when
to
I
them.
do get this, can you say something, Victor? I want to make sure that I got
Yes,
the speakers on.
I'm talking right now. I am talking right
All right.
now. Okay.
I love your voice. I love to hear your voice. Like every Monday, I wake up and I'm like, I get to hear his voice again. I'm kidding, but I do appreciate these sessions. Okay, so that would be the trade, right? Right there. So we don't have anything setting up here in terms of the 4 hour candle close on USD CAD. I'm looking for a reversal up here, but we're getting follow through to the upside. So it does look like a lot of the moves that we did see last week is either continuing or not really showing any strong signs of reversing. So for me, yeah, there's no trades today for me. While you perhaps look at what you want to look at, I'm going to go ahead and look at the poll, which says today. So I'm going to end that one, and then I'll be setting up the giveaway.
Perfect. All right, let's look. This is my screen, of course. Well, the thing is, we talked about at the beginning of how the market structure has had a shift on EU on the higher time frame on the weekly. What I didn't mention was that maybe I mentioned it last week, but I didn't mention this time around is that we had a very nice opportunity on the monthly, since I do top-down analysis starting from monthly, that the market didn't give us that clarity or that resolution of what happens with this order block, right? We did not close above it and invalidate it. That makes things I would have wanted for it to be invalidated because that clears things up. One less thing to keep in mind. and we didn't get that. So it is what it is. But that's one thing. So the bearish structure that we are currently in, on the monthly order block, hasn't been invalidated yet. Maybe it's going to be invalidated anyways in this month or next month, but so far it is still valid, right? So it could potentially form or start make price action could start a movement from that structure going to lower time frames, right? So that's something that I keep in mind. We don't have anything yet to substantiate that scenario, but it's something I have it in my drawer, in mental drawer, I mean, of possible scenarios coming up. So the on the weekly, we did have that big order block that was formed from that big impulsive move to the downside. That's something significant. I mentioned that already. So let's not go too deep into that again. But what we can see is on the daily, we did get the break of the structure. Now there was a comment in the chat. Let me see if I can find that comment. Let me see. There was someone who said about why am I talking about a. Let's see. I can't find it quickly, but there was someone asking why was I looking for a long, right? On, I believe it was EU. Why am I looking for a long if the last couple of weeks and days, I mean not weeks, days, all this is so impulsive to the downside? Well, the thing is, it depends on what time frame we're talking about. As you have seen, I'm starting from the monthly, the weekly, and the daily, and to different time frames, I have a different expectation. And not necessarily different, but it may be a different expectation. As you see on the weekly, of course, the most recent price action is this big candle, which is against the market structure, right? That candle can have follow through. It can. And if that happens, I want to be part of it. So on the weekly, I don't know yet. We don't have an idea which side it's going to go. We only have one cue or one sign from the market that, you know, bearishness is coming into the market. The sellers are coming in because of that big candle that not only made that impulsive movement, but also broke a order block that was, you know, by closing below it, it invalidated, right? So it broke bullish structure. I understand that in principle is you know, a reason to think, right, that we may have started a movement to the downside where you can expect some continuation, some follow through to the downside. And that may be the case. The fact that I'm looking for a long doesn't exclude that possibility. But the fact is that now that we have broken the structure, right, now that we have broken the structure, the market structure, by breaking that low, I am already thinking, uh, if the market is going to reverse, right? Because if we're thinking price is going to go much lower, basically what we're saying is that the market is reversing from one time frame, one market structure, right? Going from bullish, right? Making higher high. It was making higher highs all the time on the daily time frame, going from this market structure and breaking. If we think it's going to go much lower, then it can just continue and without a reversal pattern like a quasi that I typically trade a lot. But a lot of the times it needs some time to switch from bullish market structure to bearish market structure. And sometimes the market doesn't, you know, switch in a sometimes it switches very abruptly where it goes straight into, you know, selling mode. But a lot of times you will see some kind of reversal pattern, and that's why I'm, you know, eager to look where's that reversal pattern coming in, because on the daily time frame it has done its mission, its job was to break the structure, right? And it's done that. So to me, and in my mind, of course, I interpret the price action based on reversal patterns because I trade quantities and order blocks. So when I see breaking of structure, I say, okay, it's forming that quasi. What's the next step in my scenario? It may not happen, but if it does happen in as the way I expect price to move, then it means that it has to come up somehow, right? So the quasi would be this: we have an uptrend, it breaks that order block, I mean the neckline, and I don't know how far low down it's going to go before it comes back, but I'm already thinking if it comes back, I want to be part of it continuing down. And that's why I'm looking to see if there is a long or not. I don't see that yet. And that's, I do agree with you. There is with the user that says, why am I looking for a long? That's the reason that I'm looking for a long, because I'm looking for that reversal pattern. And I know, we know from let me show this in another way. We know from reversal patterns that before it goes from this pattern to a downtrend, right? It may do this uh, like very quickly, right? But a lot of the times it will have something like this, right? It doesn't just go. Maybe I should paint this something like this. Sometimes reversal of price has different forms. It presents in different forms. A lot of the times it doesn't come back a lot, but many times it does. And that's what I trade, the quasi and this sense. So as long as it is breaking, or not as long, as soon as it breaks structures, I'm looking for that leg that is going to come up, because I want to tag along on this leg the next time it continues and has that continuation. Because of course, since this is a bearish reversal, the assumption is that we might have a second leg after the retracement, and that's for a retracement to be formed, it has to go up somewhat. We don't know yet how far. So that's the thought behind why I'm looking for a long, even though the price action hasn't shown us anything bullish yet. There is a order block here, but it's an already mitigated order block, so it's not very strong. I'm not going to be using it. It's not part of a quasi. I know it's there, and it may be the reason or the structure price needs to have a little pop, but I'm not going to trade it. And so if I go to the lower time frames, there isn't really a reason yet to go long. There is a order block here, and if price comes into that order block, I might be interested in taking a long, but it's not very compelling to me. It's still the bullishness from the market isn't that obvious. So I'm not I don't see that bullish PA yet that's going to start that retracement. What does that mean? Maybe, price is going to continue somewhat more before we see that reversal. Maybe it needs something, you know, lower, something like a weekly order block, or maybe this daily order block, which is um, untapped, unmitigated. Maybe that's what we need before we see the reversal going long. So I think that's for the coming days. So I'm looking for that. After that impulsive move is probably going to decelerate, as it usually does, and then start that retracement. And who knows, maybe a continuation, right? Because of the break of this structure, I think, and that's why I mentioned it. It's very important. That's how markets signal to us that they're changing direction. And maybe even after breaking that neckline doesn't mean necessarily it has to go down from now on. It may break and then continue to the upside to what it was already doing, right? To the resume its bullish market structure. That can happen too. So nothing is really certain. It's just one scenario that is a possibility. But you're only able to catch it if you're expecting and seeing the possibility in front of you, right? This is a possibility. So if it gives you all the cues, then you set up your trade to catch. If it keeps on having follow through, giving you the same signals, this is a reversal, and let's say it gets to a higher place, a somewhere, well, on the D1 it doesn't have an area, but it does have an area here, right? So if it comes in this area, that would be an entry order block on the H4, right? I will let the price tell me if it wants to reverse or not. I'm not going to go blind, as you guys know. So I will, if the price is telling me each step of the way that yes, it's going to reverse from here by making a quasi again, that's the market confirming that possibility becoming more likely to happen. And that's how I read price action, and how I read the intention of the market, at least through my eyes.
Yeah, that was a very good breakdown. Thank you for that. Okay, so I think we're getting ready, because I've looked at the markets here, and I'm not super interested in trading anything here. I'm just waiting for signals, and yeah, I think it's going to be a not a, I think we'll have a day this week where I have a feeling that this is going to explode with entry trigger this week. There's a lot of interesting opportunities out here, and the thing is that they're all in the same, like, I have like 12 different pairs in the area of interest, and they're showing all the right price action and all the right structure, which to me kind of stresses me out a little bit, because I know they might come at the same time. And how do you deal with that? What if you have, long signals on EuroCAD and short signals on NCD CAD, while you get long signals on Euro USD and short signals on Bitcoin, and it's all over the place? That doesn't really happen very often, but when it does happen, you have to either, divide your risk in between them, or you have to select just one of them that you think looks good. But I do think we're going to have a moment this week, probably maybe tomorrow or on Wednesday. We'll have a lot of interesting setups forming.
Well, for everyone who is wondering how to do that, one of the ways to do it is, it's not easy, but one of the ways to do that is by plotting the equity curve of each pair while you're taking all the signals it has. So it may not be all the trades you took, but all the trades that are being given by the strategy. By plotting them all in one chart and being able to identify them, and you can do this in many different journaling software, you see if the losses, or better said, the drawdowns, if they occur together, if there's a correlation in their drawdowns or not. Because the fact that it is the same, let's say, euro that's part of the pair, not always means that it will have the same drawdown at the same day, at the same, right. The losses are being taken at the same moment. So it's important to have data, and the only way to do that is by either doing backtesting and plotting each one of them on a certain period, a long enough period, where you can see which pair correlate with each other. Because what you want to avoid is having the same equity curve line twice, right? You don't want to have let's say EU and EJ having the losses on the same day. If you see that in your equity curve, that's a problem, because you're doubling your drawdown right there. That's something you don't want. You don't want to have concentration of drawdowns, um, or correlation, a high correlation of where the strategies on different pair are having losses at the same moment. So, but since every structure, every strategy is different, you have to collect data on your strategy on the different pair traded at the same time, so that you can plot the equity curves and watch for what pairs are causing my drawdown all the time. And then you will have an idea, okay, I can or cannot trade every signal all the time. If I gotta choose, or I can do all of them. It's a long way, but that's the, I think, a very good solid way to deal with those situations.
Yep. Okay. We have. I'm gonna wait just a little bit, because I do see that we have a lot of people coming in using the giveaway link. Again, the giveaway link is in the pinned comment section on YouTube. So go into YouTube, go to the comment section, check the pinned comment. You will have the link to the giveaway and the code that you're going to be using for the giveaway. And the code is all for one. Of course, influenced, motivated by the All for One challenge that we have in the Discord community coming up. And speaking of Discord, Victor is a regular host of the Discord workshops. So make sure that you go into the hub. If you ever had a challenge with the 5ers or evaluation or you're funded, you have access to our Discord server. So go into the hub, join the Discord, and you will get a lot of content from Victor, from Rich, from Abe, from Mike. We have a lot of people in the Discord giving out very good trading advice and doing a lot of good content in there. So it's gonna wait a little bit longer. No, actually, let's do it now. Let's go. Let's do the giveaway right away. So if you're not in already, sorry. Let's do this.
All right.
Okay, one winner. All right. Have the double shakes to make sure that this person has not won in the past. Go to the, because we want to make it fair. We want to make sure that we spread it out. So we don't want multiple people. We don't want single people winning too often in a row, which can happen apparently. At some point, though, we have to accept that one person might win twice, as long as it doesn't happen, in the same week or something like that. Let's see. Yeah, I think I have to double check if it's a 10K account or a 20K account. I do believe it might be a 20K account that starts as a 5K account. So 5K, then becomes 10K, then becomes 15K, and when you're funded, that becomes 20K. I think that's how it is. Yeah, okay, so this guy has not won in the past, so congratulations to this person, which I'm gonna add to the screen right away. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on the, I want to make sure I just block out parts of the name as well. If this is actually his real name, I don't want that on the, I don't want that on the live stream. I want to make sure that we do care about your privacy. All right, here we go. That's the winner right there, and I got my 2-minute timer on. Now I want you to confirm with your email here. You don't have to write out your whole email. I only want the last part of your email, and if this is your email, then you know what I'm talking about. The last word of your email is what I want.
The last word of the email. Well, congratulations to that person. I hope he is in here in the chat with us to claim his or her prize. Let's see. Do we have this person with us? There is, of course, a little delay of about, what is it, 1 minute, half a minute, something like that between.
1 minute left. Yeah, so the fact, while we're giving away boot camps, I mean, it's always been giveaways for boot camps, but I think the team found it easier to just credit the hub account with credits. But now what we do is we do it a bit differently. Is we send out a specific link where you can redeem an account, and this is basically to make it easier on the back end. Now, this is not a decision that I've taken. It's within the team, and I think it's just a making it much easier on the back end to give out the accounts. There
And
we got
so
20
far,
seconds.
okay. Yeah, we hope this person's claims the price. Otherwise, we will pick another one.
All right, it's done. What happens if your YouTube email address is different to your Fiverr account? You will get a link to your email, so it doesn't matter what email you have. You'll get a link to your email, then you use that link to redeem whatever's with that link. All right, let's select the next winner. Yeah, this guy has already won. This is incredible. This guy has many times. Won many times. I don't like this guy. Must have a hell of a lot of loyalty points. Trading. How's it going? Hey. Yeah. Okay. So no, it's not Brian. It's not Brian. It's someone else. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Got the winner. I'm gonna fix that name as well.
All right. In the meantime, I'm going to show my screen. We have someone in the audience asking for Maxwell. I don't know where Maxwell is. Do you know where Maxwell is, Jonatan?
Maxwell. No.
No,
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I can't help you. I'm sorry. I tried, but I can't. So
I'm not aware of where Maxwell is. Okay. Here's the next one.
I'm gonna put your screen. There you go.
Yep. Maxwell.
Oh, maybe he means Alex.
Yeah, Alex Maxwell.
Yeah, perhaps Alex. Yes, he means Alex, our great colleague, Alex. All right.
Okay,
so
2 minutes, guys.
Zinta.
It's interesting that a lot of people, they just apply for the giveaway and then they're gone. All right.
I hope this
Let's see.
user is soon here.
Yeah, Alex is in the chat. Got Alex in the comments.
Here's Alex.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're if you won, you have to confirm with your email. You're the winner. You have to confirm with your email.
It's if you are the person, if you are this person, he says I'm in. I'm not sure what that means exactly. Oh, okay. We have someone here.
Interesting. Okay, let's see.
Is that correct?
Yes, it's correct. All right, Brown Cat Pictures. Congratulations, Brown Cat Pictures. Now, when you win this account, I want you to come on the live trading room when you pass it and get funded, and I want you to show some pictures of some brown cats. All right, good stuff. Brown cat pictures is amazing.
Yeah, congratulations to that person. It's a very nice way to start your trading career with a free prize where you start your first adventure. I think it's a great way to start. Good vibe, good energy,
Definitely.
and we wish you the best with your evaluation.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna get rid of that person as well. Okay. Thank you for joining us here today. I really did enjoy the auditions. Looking at the auditions. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that tomorrow as well. Yes, Crispus. You can apply every single day. Yeah. Okay, guys. I'm gonna get some coffee. And then we'll see you guys. See you guys tomorrow for another live trading show. And tomorrow we have something very interesting in store. Not only are we going to look at some more audition tapes, I'm also going to break down my trading system from the very start when I scan the markets on a Sunday. And what do I do on the Sunday? How do I scan the markets? How do I create my watch list? Where do I put my alerts? Exactly what do I need to see for an entry trigger to appear? And my pre-trade checklist, my daily trading routine, like everything from start to finish in the way I'm trading this. So that's going to be a good session. Make sure that you join that one.
All right. So thank you all for watching and being part of this live stream. We appreciate your interaction, all those good questions, and especially I want to thank those who had their submissions shown today, because it showed great character by taking something that makes you uncomfortable by doing it. You probably didn't do it before, never before, but you still did it, every single one of you. So thank you. We want to give credit to those person for sure. And tomorrow we will have another set of candidates for everyone in the audience to look and learn, because they have some great advices. For everyone who is part of our Discord server, I will be live in about 40 minutes talking everything trading related. So I welcome you. I invite you to join us. And if not, then get your account ready, because once you buy an account with the 5ers, you get access to our Discord server. On that note, thank you all for being with us. We see each other tomorrow again. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Hi guys, so thank you very much for watching the video. Now make sure you like and subscribe, and most of all, go into the YouTube